Right, so if you've watched on my previous video, the last one that I put up, I've just bought an house and I needed a new family daily because we've currently been bombing about in the Corsa B. If you haven't seen that, go check out the playlist of us. Mad Saab swapped Corsa B, and we've got a Vectra C that was going to be a track car, time attack car, and we've been having to blend about in that as well. We did have a Range Rover, wanted to stay away from them, but I still wanted something around the same size but without the headaches, because if you've had a Range Rover or Land Rover, they can be a bit problematic. So I was looking for something similar. I had a budget of about £2,000, and this is what we got. Say hello to my new Porsche Cayenne. Porsche Cayenne, as I've learnt, it's a 955. Learnt that from the Porsche owners crew. Costa love it, and I love the Porsche owners crew. Actually messaged a few people in there, put a few posts, because as you can expect, it's a 54 plate Porsche Cayenne. They're not exactly known for their reliability, but I bought this knowing they had some minute issues. So it had been parked up, from what I believe, for about 8 months before I bought it. And then it's been parked on my drive, probably, I don't know, a good 4 months, 5 months. So you could say near enough a year it's been parked up. So I was expecting some other issues to pop up. But I bought it knowing it needed a wheel bearing on the front passenger side, because it was on the MOT, and I give it a little test drive. But obviously the brakes were binding and stuff like that, so it was quite hard to hear stuff. But I knew from the MOT it possibly needed a front passenger wheel bearing. When it went for the MOT, which it passed, amazingly, yeah, it needed a front passenger wheel bearing. That got done. That cost me about £180. It needed an alternator. I ended up doing that myself, didn't record it, because obviously I'd not even revealed the car, didn't know what I was doing with it, I didn't know what was actually up with it. I just bought it as a bit of a stint. It was a last minute thing, to be fair. So put the alternator on. I think that were about 200 quid for another genuine. That was pretty easy. That's just a couple of bolts at the front, whipped off, back on. I think in total it took longer to get the part than it did to put it on. But yeah, it's a good spec. I'll show you around it. Now, if you've been watching my videos, I've actually been giving hints that I had this sat on my drive. So I think I were at the Motorist and I was putting hints out. We'd seen I think it were a Golf R30, yeah, it were a Golf R32, wasn't it? It were a Golf R32 and it had the Golf R wheels on it. And I says I might have to dabble in a 3.2 VR6. Under this bonnet, there's a Golf R32 VR6. So that's one clue that I give you. Now, the second clue. Kim's favourite car is a Porsche. So I thought, best of both worlds. Porsche. R32 engine. And how can the missus complain? She can't. 4x4 family car. So we'll start off with a spec. Front wheel. These Porsche calipers are made by Brembo, I believe. 6 pot. banging. Rear wheel, I believe these are 2-pot or 4-pot. Someone will correct me, let me know in comments. I believe the 4-pot, but there might be 2-pot. I don't know, let me know. So in the back, got a tow bar with a light fitting so you can smash your shin off it every time you walk around behind it, that's a bonus. Got some nice big exhaust tips as standard, near enough a fist, brilliant. Back, obviously you've got your normal opener, and it comes with this as well. Look at that, eh? So at some point I could probably cram my Senate back of here and record shots of cars behind at some point, which would be fucking mint, wouldn't it? So yeah, I didn't even learn about that. I didn't even know about it, to be fair, until we started looking about, and we saw someone else reviewing one on YouTube, and we just worked it out. So back on the inside, obviously you've got a nice big boot to put your bodies in, and you've got your privacy. So you've got that one there, and it's also got a pull-up which clips into there somehow. I'm not going to do it because I don't need it, but yeah, you've got your netting and stuff. So I think that's like for if you're carrying stuff that's a bit higher, or if you've got a dog or something like that. And boots are soft close as well. When you close it, it like pulls it in and locks it. Just the little touches, I love that. We've got us nice little dint on back from previous owner, and it's also got a nice little bit here where it's gone in and pushed this out. I'll probably have to try wiggle it about and give it a kick, try get it in at some point. But yeah, wheels are freshly powder coated, and apart from that on the back, there ain't hardly no damage. To be fair, it's pretty clean. Normally you'll see them where they're all rotted round sides and blistering, and there's hardly no. It's done, I think it's 114,000 miles, and we've got a folder like that of service history. So for a sub £2,000 vehicle, I think it's a bargain. But there is one issue with this car that has recently popped up. So, as I said, when I took this car for a drive and all the brakes were binded up and I heard some noises, and I was just putting it down to obviously the fact they had a wheel bearing that needed doing on front left, and it being a big car, and the brakes binding up. I had the bearing done on the front and it was still making a noise. Now in the back of my head I was like, it's just brakes that still need clearing off, but I've driven it to MOT, it's past its MOT, I've driven it back, driven it about a bit, and the noise is still there. And I'm like, there's something not right. So I've had it looked at, and it's looking like the front diff is knackered. I've been looking up, parts are probably 250 to 300 second hand, but to have them fitted, they've got to drop the rear subframe, from what I've seen and been told, to get it out and put it in, and no one wants to put guarantee on a second hand part. I've told a few of them I'm not bothered, get the second hand part, put it in. For what it's cost me, I think one's same age, mileage, condition, obviously yeah, it's got the dint in the back, but for service history and stuff like that, I'd say it's upwards £4 grand car. So even if it did cost me in the long run a grand, 800 quid to get it done, it's still a decent car. But enough of the bad stuff, let's get on to the good stuff. So inside we've got full leather heated seats. Now in that spec,
Sun's right in my eyes.
Sun's right in your eyes. Have you got it sorted? Do we need to go around the other side? We'll go around the other side. Right, so yeah, we've got full leather heated front seats. They're very toasty, you have them on too, and your marshmallows are very warm. Now it's got memory seats, it's got like 16 interchangeable stuff, so you can put it forwards, backwards, upside down, 360 it, it does it all. Under the seat, it's got a little compartment for, I think it's the sat nav, because it does come with a sat nav, an old car like this. We'll sort that soon. It's got Bose surround sound speakers. Obviously you've got all your little, it's got like little your boot release, fuel cap, you've got window lock, lock and unlock, all obviously all, yeah, whatever to do windows. It's got heated screen. If you put it onto either side and you put it in reverse, it drops the mirrors down so you can see curb, which I think's ace. It's an ace option. I didn't even know about it, and it was stuck. Well, it wasn't stuck. I didn't realise it were on left, and the first time that I went to go reverse it, mirrors started dropping. I was like, oh no, it's broke already. Mirrors dropped down on me, because obviously all I've done is I've done that, I've looked in there, I've looked inside, and as I've looked into my passenger mirror, it's already dropped down. I'm like, God's sake. I was like, has someone knocked it, or has it just dropped down? And then as soon as I clicked it into centre, it started lifting back up, and then I put it into the right one, and that one started dropping down. I was like, this is sick. And also, if you push it in? You turn it right down to the bottom, and mirrors fold in. A spec of a 54 plate car. As I say, it's got sat nav. It's got heated steering wheel as standard. So I think it comes on, I think it kicks in at like fucking 10 degrees or something. Alt wheel starts heating up. It ain't on a button or out like that, just automatically tells itself that, whoa, it's 10 degrees, it's too cold in here for you, posh boy. Puts heated steering wheel on. So that's sick. Now, this is my seating position. This is the next one. This is my seating position, right? I'm a big boy. I'm 17 stone, 6'4", give or take, on a good day, right? Now, in the back, obviously we've got dogging tints. In the back, now you tell me which car a 6'4" guy can have his seat all the way back, leaning back, you know what I mean? Blacked out windows, leaning back, German whip, and he can still get in the back. I mean, it's not tight, and I'm still pretty comfy here, to be fair. So there's plenty of room for activities in the back. You've got, come on camera person, show them. You've got cup holders that push out and push in. Look at that, eh? Beautiful. And then in centre, obviously that pulls down and it's got compartments in it and stuff like that. Don't know what's in it. Fuel leads and stuff. But yeah, that folds down, obviously it's got compartments and stuff like that. What else have we got? Oh yeah, it ain't got a sunroof, which I'm pretty glad of because they're known for leaking. So yeah, a sunroof or pan roof as some people call them would have been good for summer. Stand up and dangle and wave and stuff like that. But it saves the hassle of it leaking, because what I think these do is they leak down into boot, and then all the electronics and stuff in boot, it soaks them and it starts messing all the electronics up. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that it ain't got it. That's somewhat off at spec, but it's good. Centre console, you'll come round this way and I'll go around the other way. So it's obviously automatic, Triptronic, can't complain. I know automatics can sort of learn to how you drive. It's been doing that, and now because I've been driving it, it wants to take off all the time. So it's a bit naughty. It's good, to be fair. This centre compartment, which I can never open, it does work, but I can never open it because there's that many buttons. Obviously you've got that where we've got those air fresheners and receipts and stuff. And then it's got another compartment where it's just, you know, standard stuff. Why did I have it in my head that this had a fridge in it in the centre?
Some of them do.
Some of them have them. Well, this is another spec that this hasn't got. I thought it did. As Range Rover had it, didn't it?
You've got a Porsche pen in there though.
Oh yeah. So glove box. Look at this. This is how well this car has been looked after at some point in its life. It's got the original Porsche pen. So yeah, it's been pretty well looked after, to be fair. Do you want to pull that bonnet catch? So, as I said, this is a Porsche 3.2 V6 R32 engine. Exactly the same motor, it's just got Porsche on it. Now these are good engines. Now if I wasn't a family man, I'd be half tempted to stick a turbo right in this area, because you take these plastics off and there's literally all this here, and then same on the other side. And as people know, these R32 engines, the VR engines, are really good when you put a turbo on them. So am I daft enough to do it? Yes. Am I going to do it? Probably not, because it's still a daily. So this is probably just going to have simple stuff done. The wheels look a bit small for the car, but you've got to think about when you're driving about every single day, you want to be on nice chunky tyres with our riddled, potholed roads in the UK, or do you want to spend a couple of grand putting some decent tyres on some 23-inch Amir cars, crack them on first pothole that you hit, and break your back in the process because the roads are that bumpy? So it's one of them. Do I want to go a bit bigger? Probably, but I think I'll still stick with some Porsche original wheels. I don't even know what size these are, to be fair with you. What size are they? 18s. So I think like 19s or 20s, you can get some newer facelift model ones that'll fit. So possibly some point in future, if I want to spice it up a bit, I'll probably do that, but I won't be getting no aftermarket. It'll just be some slightly different wheels that are like an inch or two bigger, so I can still have a chunky tyre on it. And then obviously, because it's an R32 engine, it's going to need an exhaust in it. I'm not going to put an induction on it, it doesn't need it, I'm not bothered about that. But exhaust, yeah, I think I'll leave the cats, so I think I'll go cat back 2.5 or 3 inch, and then have it on a box, so you can have it on a button, so you can open it so it's straight through, close it so it muffles it. But it doesn't sound bad, to be fair, for a standard exhaust. I'll start it up and I'll let you have a listen. This front, it's so quiet when it started. You can't even really hear it, to be fair. There's obviously, you can hear vacuum and actuators and stuff. And then front back, you can't really hear it until you start it, but I'll show you that. Right, and then I'll give it a little cheeky rev front. Look, listen how quiet it is. That's it started. And now I'll give it a rev. It's just so quiet. Like the back sounds decent, but the front is like literally. So yeah, that's us new daily, a Porsche 3.2 VR6 4x4 family wagon. No complaints. Yeah. I say we don't know what the timing chain or when it has been done. So that's something that I'm going to have to look through service book, double check that it hasn't been done, but it is really quiet. Need to sort that diff out at some point, so when my garage is up, probably I might even just do it myself, to be fair with, because I'm sick of being messed about. people just don't seem to want to do it. So I'll just pay £200 or £300 for a second-hand diff, and I'll drop some frame, and I'll have a crack myself. I might fail doing it, I might snap a bolt in subframe, but at least I'll give it a go. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm willing to give it a go. Why not for £200 or £300? I think this for a sub £2,000 vehicle is an absolute bargain, and so far to me this has blown the Range Rover out of the water. It is a bit thirsty, but it sounds good whilst doing it, so I don't care. So yeah, as I say, it ain't gonna be really on the channel in this car. I might change the wheels. It's already got dogging tints, and I'm not going to do an induction, even though it sounds sick with an induction, but probably just a catback exhaust on a valve, something like that, just to give it that bit more of a pep. It sounds good with a standard exhaust. But yeah, let me know what you think. Did I get a bargain? Did I get a bargain with this sub 2000? Obviously I've done the alternator and the wheel bearing, so let me know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe. Thanks to everyone that's been smashing the views, or watching the video, or liking the video, because we've gone up like 2,000 subscribers in the last 12 days or something, and videos like doing 5,000 plus views, 4,000 plus views. Some of them are at 17,000, you crazy men. Why 17,000? But thank you, appreciate it, and hopefully with more to come next year. We need to sort the pressure plate out on the Corsa, and I think that's it. It's an absolute unit. We need to build some more gearboxes, because we're going to blow a few more of them up obviously, or think about converting it to DSG or F23, one or other. And I am planning on doing some more on the Vectra, which was going to be a time attack car, but I've got something planned for that. We are going to go ahead and make that into a track car, now that obviously we've got something else to replace it as a daily. So yeah, stay tuned. 2026 is going to be a good year, and I hope you guys have a good Christmas and a very pissed up New Year, and I hope you don't eat too many custard tarts and stuffing and turkey and them
Pigs in blankets.
Pigs in blankets, that's the one I was going to say, the pigs in bacon. But yeah, toad in oil, Yorkshire puddings, garlic bread,
Chinese
prawn cocktail and stuff like that. But don't eat too much because you'll end up fat like me. Hope you enjoy your Christmas, guys. See you later.